What is going on, guys? We are back on the monk. Level 46 and 13% into our level. Right now we are in high pass. And we're gonna kill some guards. So there's 4 guards here that are dark blue. Oh, here's another one. So we're we're on the road right between Kithakor. Guess I could leave the map on for you. And high pass. I guess we're in high hold or high hold keep. We're in high pass. I don't know, something. I always get confused with that. There's a blue guard that hangs out here. There's one that comes from this direction, and then there's 2 that come from over here. Now you can hang out. You can hang out over there. And apparently they all pat to the front. So really this isn't some like super power XP spot. But it's a medium spot for chilling, getting XP, and getting some cashola. Now obviously you can go inside, and there's some stuff to do in there. But for right now, there is somebody in there. But for right now, we're gonna chill it outside. So we're not running a potion or anything. But you can see here, they drop fine steel short swords. And so those are gonna sell for, you know, depending on your charisma and stuff, like around 5 plat. Oh. So we'll let them duke it out. I'll fight this guy. I'm killing the green ones as well because they also drop, you know, basically money. And you gotta have something to do in the downtime. I think the respawn rate is like around 10 minutes for the zone. Something like that, 8 to 10 minutes or something along those lines. Let those moles soften that guy up a bit. Uh-oh, here comes the they're gonna cast me. Oh, man. I don't want to fight these guys, so we'll just feign death them off. There is this whole thing that happens. Now the guard will kill them all, but I don't know. We'll let him run that way. Oh, man. Oh, he didn't aggro. Good. Have this guard hurry up and kill this gnoll. All right. And then we'll just kill him for fun, because the orcs are going to be busy over there for just a second. Oh, let me get my disarm back on a hotkey. We are leveling up disarm, which apparently I disarmed him on the first try, which doesn't happen too much, so now I need to go pick it up. Oh man, there it is. So some of the guards, the lower ones, will drop short swords, which don't sell for very much. They only sell for like 1.5 plat or something like that. But there's kind of no reason not to, you know. We're gonna take these guys. Kind of no reason not to pick them up. There's a vendor right here. You can vendor in here, and you can bank in here. So might as well just pick everything up. And as you can see, the green ones are just real easy. Now, I don't think you can come here at a lower level. I mean, maybe. Oh, that was fine steel. That one was a short sword. So you get like a combination of them both, I guess. Whatever you get, you get. But I'm practicing disarm, so I gotta be aware of when I disarm and to pick it up. Because I do want to get the skill, you know, maxed out or higher, so... I was using the Intimidate to fear the Yetis and other stuff, but here, and the Drollvargs, but here I'm going to use Disarm because oftentimes they have weapons. So here's another blue guard. So this is the second one. We'll get the captain here in the middle. I think it's the captain. And then there will be another blue guard. Here he is, coming from this direction. So he'll probably jump in and help his buddy. Maybe not. We'll fight him when he comes up here. I think he comes up here. Here he comes. Surprise! Cockbag! And hopefully... What happened to that other guard? Did he already pat back? Shoot. I'm not a pro at this camp or anything. So he might have killed the mob and already patted back. But they'll always pat here, so you can pick them up when they come by. But if you're trying to be like super efficient and all that, you know, this is more of a, I don't want to say a dad camp because you're busy the whole time, but this is more of a chillax camp, you know. There he is. Nice and easy, and you're making money more than XP, really. You are making XP. You know, you're killing dark blues. Oh yeah, and another thing is these green guards spawn crazy fast. They have like a 2-minute spawn time, or like a 3-minute spawn time. Whereas the blue guards, the XP, have like an 8 or 10-minute spawn time. I think I disarmed that guard, and I left his sword up there. I gotta get better at, if I'm gonna practice disarm, I gotta get better at, basically if I loot the mob and there's no sword, you know, here's your sign, dum-dum, pick up the sword. But, you know, doing this, see, this one's already up again. Like, doing this in combination with, I don't know, trying to talk at the same time is, you know, sounds easy, but it's also easy just to miss small things here and there. Especially when this isn't one of my normal camps. So I would say, killing Yetis and stuff, I would say I was getting around 80%. It was dropping there at the end. I was getting around, you know, maybe the last level or two was sub 80. But the first level, when they first started to light blue, so they have a 5-level range, or is it a 4? They have like a 4-level range. And if you get them to the point to where they're, if they spawn as the lowest level possible for them, and if they spawn that, then they're light blue. At that point is when you start dropping below like 80% an hour, doing like 1 round. But I was popping XP pots, and then I would do the whole cave, which is 9 spawns. It's 2 rooms of 3, 1 in the cubby, and a pat. So that's 8 spawns actually. I thought there was 2 pats. Is there 2 pats on P99? Probably not. So there's 8. So you're doing rounds of 8. Am I not attacking? I'm not attacking. So you're doing rounds of 8, and then is there a sword on the floor too before I don't know how long it would stay on the floor for. Oh, there it is. Still on the floor. Anyways. You kill 8 mobs, but they're on a 10-minute spawn. So I would kill all 8, and then I would sit down and camp where the first one spawns. And then I wasn't even timing it. I was just like doing it, like, you know, off the top of my head. I'm like watching basketball and different things. And then I would just log back in. And, you know, I was pretty accurate each time. Maybe this captain has a longer spawn than the other guards. But we killed all the other guards. Let's go back and look. So the first one to spawn would be... Oh, they're already up. So they're actually pretty quick themselves. So maybe it's just the captain that takes forever. It is a little annoying. He'll like eventually pat if he has nothing to do. If he kills all the orcs, all the gnolls that run through, he'll pat, but he stays pretty busy with all like the riffraff around here. And as you saw in the beginning, it can get a little sus if they come up on you while you're killing them. Dang, he actually roughed me up pretty good. I should have probably, you know, been wearing my regrowth. But let's just jump in on this guy. Oh shit, here they come. Quick! Hide, guard! That's not gonna work. I guess I'll just help him. Oh man, bro, you got like more people coming in, dude. This is actually, could be kind of annoying. They die in like 2 hits, but obviously could be annoying. It kind of is annoying, I mean. I mean it is. I guess you can get a Shralik pack, depending on which one spawns, right? These all spawn at the Shralik boy. So if that one spawns and runs with them, I guess if you kill them and get credit for it, if you kill him, maybe you could loot a bag. What? You try to KS me, dude? Alright, so let's run back over there. This seems tedious, but it's really not, you know. That's why it's not a dad camp, because you're doing a lot of stuff. So he's back up. So we don't want to fight him with those guards. He's the toughest of them all, but he's still not that tough. I'm sure we could take him. It's just a matter of, do we want to, you know? Not really. He'll come out and we can grab him. But you'll see here that he's pretty tough. I actually was in Freeport the other day, and there was, you know, blue guards, and I was like, I'm just gonna kill this one. He's by himself. He's blue. Started attacking him, and, you know, his life was going down, 90, 95, or 95, 90, 85. And I looked down on my health, and I'm at like 20% health, and I'm like, oh shit, I had a feign death. He was hitting me so hard. Like, I just wasn't expecting it. He was absolutely destroying me. And I was like, damn, that's a blue con, huh? Oh, he's probably gonna get me in trouble here. Oh. Rather than go this way than to the green guards. Alright, so we'll take this guy on next. And then while you're killing the green guards, you know, you can regenerate if you have a fungi staff, that is, I guess. Or maybe you're just a different class and you can destroy these guys. You know, I mean, the Beast Lord would have destroyed these. If you're any sort of caster, you'll destroy these. Oh, hello. Take care of that orc, why don't you? So that's all 4. We killed the 2 up there. And then these 2 guards, plus the captain. So I have 5 total. 4 guards and a captain, or a commander. I don't remember. Something with a C. I'm pretty low on health. Should probably regenerate a little bit. Oh, shit. He's like, nah, brah. Let's go. See if I can intimidate him. Do I scare you, man? Yeah, I do. Idiot. Where you going? He's like, bro, I got help right around the corner. Run, bitch! You're under 20 and I'm not. Nice. I'm probably getting beat up for my weight too. I got a lot of swords on me. I'm 76 pounds. Got a bunch of cash on me. So we'll head inside. Let's kill these green guards though. There's no shot of me sneaking around them, but let's just do this number. Apparently there is a shot of me sneaking around him. Let's regenerate a little health before we kill him. We'll do these first, one at a time. We should, since they're so easy, we should actually probably be gaining health while we fight these. Maybe my mend will pop. I'm glad he didn't run the other way. Usually he jumps down. He would have aggroed both of those. I didn't think of that. Oh yeah, so the reason I brought up the Yeti XP is because sitting here we're only at 35%. Honestly, if we were at the Yeti cave, I'm pretty confident that even though they're very light blue, I think they only have like one. I stayed there for 3 levels since the first light blue. So the first light blue, and then I stayed there another. And at this point right now, there would be 3 out of 4 levels would be light blue. There would only if they spawned the very max level would they be dark blue. So I stayed there. I mean, I could do 1 more level there and then they'd all be light blue. But anyways, my point is, I bet you if I stayed there, I'd probably get more than 33% an hour, 35% an hour if I stayed there. The plat's not too bad. I stayed there for like 2 levels and I took home 600 plat. It wasn't terrible. That's nothing to write home about. Alright, well. Let's go inside. There's some guards. Where's the dude in here killing everything? Did I aggro shit? I could just kill him, but there's somebody in here like killing stuff. Oh well, I guess you're gonna die. Oh. Oh yeah, there's this guard. We can kill that guard. He's blue. Now the reason we're hanging out outside is because there's like 5 dark blues. Inside there's only this 1, I think, unless you're like downstairs. So let's sneak and go behind this vendor. So yeah, as an Ixar, not too good. Only get a little over 4 plat apiece. And then naturally, if they are the short sword, we're only getting like a little over 1 plat. So not, you know. You know me, I like to get plat while I grind, even if it's not the fastest. As long as the bar's moving, you know I like it. Let's go ahead and kill this guy then. There was somebody in here killing him. I don't know where he went. Maybe he went upstairs. I think we disarmed him there. Is that true? Yeah. Let's be efficient. Pick it up. Haven't killed guards in a while. Man, guards are my jam. But we didn't kill any guards on the Beast Lord. And then, I wonder if these guys aggro. What say you? They're dubious, but doesn't mean they won't social. Alright, so let's coin up. 182 plat, pretty quick. Pretty quick. You saw that I had a little bit on me. I did kill 1 round before turning on the recorder. So, you know, the money adds up pretty quickly. I'm just gonna train these to the entrance. What I wanted to do was redo my haste. I should have thought of that before I aggroed everything. I'll probably do that now. Much easier when you're fighting next to a zone line that you can just zone with real quick to get the buff up to an hour. So you don't have to worry about it. That's nice. So of course these guys are up again. So yes. Oh, he died. That's him. Oh, okay. He's giving me a heads up that there's he's gonna train me. That's fine. Thank you, sir. Saves me the trip. But I will put the fungi staff on. Oh. I am losing quite a bit of health. What's going on? Guards, am I right? Guards aren't the they're not the biggest pushovers. You know, their resists are usually up a bit, their HP's up, their damage is up, they're carrying weapons that don't want to disarm no matter how many times you spam it. Definitely got to get this guy down. Need to take some less hits here. Alright, so then we're good on this guy. Oh shit. There is a blue guard though. Okay, he's gonna stand there for a minute. He's gonna take care of business here. We are going to hope he doesn't run that direction. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Okay. I would love to kill this guard and not, you know, before he runs away. Before he turns around. So what I am going to do is just kind of wait to see if he turns around, give myself a few extra ticks. It looks like I mended there and got it worked. Okay. So let's just go ahead and engage. I still have my mend on a hotkey, a walk key, which isn't the best, obviously. You'd rather methodically use mend when you need it. The issue is my mend is at like 100, and the rest of my skills are at 200 plus, like 220 at this point. So mend is not keeping up. Mend is on a 12-minute cooldown or some shit, and I'm using it on cooldown since it's on a like a movement key. Every time it pops, it immediately uses it, and you know that's the fastest way to power level it. And honestly, pretty twinked out. Haven't really needed to methodically use it too much. You know, I typically can't stop, don't stop, won't stop. So whenever it procs, it's pretty much needed. Like, you know, whenever it pops, I'm almost never sitting at full life for the most part. So I think it's fine the way it's going. Oh, okay, touche. Let's go ahead and take this guy out first. He should he should die faster. I got suckered. It's actually surprising how much damage these guys are doing to me. I'm not gonna lie. A bit surprised. Hopefully I can take this guy down. It looks like we're doing okay. Oh shit. Oh no. Okay. Well, keep him busy for a while. Oh. Oh. Oh! Ow! Okay. Yeah, this is actually kind of annoying. This extra guard. So, okay, so here's what it is. I think you get oh fucking Christ. You get 3 guards if you just hang out at the front. Do not aggro my guard. Okay. But if you want this extra guard, here comes his friends. If you want the extra guard, you gotta come up here and get him. If you want that extra guard. But if you don't want this one guard, the rest of them will pat to the front, and you still have 4 out of 5 dark blows. So I guess it's a personal choice whether you want to do that or not. It's been crazy in LA this last little bit, and pretty crazy. I'm sure y'all seen on social media and the news and everything else. The crazy goings-ons in LA. It's been quite crazy, I will say. There is a curfew now of 8 p.m. It's just for downtown LA. So other than that, it's pretty shit. Other than that, it's pretty normal. When it comes to like, oh shit, I forgot to figure that. Wait, why are you on me, bro? When it comes to like curfew and stuff, it's pretty normal. The curfew only applies to downtown LA, which isn't like a massive area. It's, you know, and as long as you're driving around in a car, you're fine. It's more or less you can't be out walking around after 8. Personally, don't go downtown. Like, that's my, oh shit, leave me alone. That's my advice, is just don't go downtown. Like, if you, what? Come on, bro. Fuck off. If you don't have, you know, business that you have to attend, if you can avoid it, avoid it. If you have to, you have to, you know. Crazy stuff. I don't, that's at the time of this recording. I'm sure you'll see this probably like a day or two after I record it, so not like too far off. I never really do it too far off. Looks like my mend did not work. That's a bummer. Or did it? I don't think it did. I can't read the blue. I need to change it. You got the option to change it. And I just don't, because I like it, kind of. Besides the part where you can't read it. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to kill them one at a time. That was close. But luckily, I don't work or live in downtown LA, so I'm not too affected by the craziness, or I'm not in danger or anything like that. The 101 freeway, as you may have saw, or you may have seen, has been taken over, I think, twice. I think they cleared it up once, maybe. And then they got taken over again. They lost control of the freeway or whatever. And that's crazy, Obviously, if you damn it. If you need to get to work and you're on the freeway and little do you know, it gets taken over real quick by hundreds of people, then your car is just stuck there. It's not like you can turn around, not in downtown LA. There's no turning around on a freeway, maybe in the middle of nowhere on a highway or something. But you're just fucked. And your car just sits there and your car will be vandalized. It's not just authority types that are getting, it's everything. I'm sure you've seen videos and stuff. So, not worth the risk. But, I did see I had a laugh. There was, they were selling, like, basically Dodger dogs, as they're called around these parts. Like, on the 101 freeway, there's a... Dude, who's that? This guy's hauling ass. Hey, bro, get back here. I want to jack you. You were that pissed at that guy? Dude, that guy pulled this guard. That was cool. Here's another guard. I don't think this is one of the normal guards. He came from across the zone or something. Yeah, so there was just like a little cart that was whipping up hot dogs and selling them to people in the middle of the 101 freeway. And yeah, around here we say the 101, not, I don't know, I think in most other parts of the United States you just say like, you just call it 101 or something. You wouldn't put the word the in front of it or something like that. I don't know, everybody says it's weird. To me it's normal. Anywho. You'd say I-101. Interstate 101. But yeah, anyway, so that's like the goings-ons around here. It's actually been slow at work the last couple of days, and we're trying to figure out why. And then it never really dawned on me, and I was like, I wonder if it's related to this. Because like a lot of our customers and clients, aka all that crap, is, in LA. Some of it is close to the downtown area, so. I mean, we service all of Southern California, but, I would say at least, probably 25% of our business is in the, like, metropolitan LA area, so that could be part of the reason. I think I need to med up a little bit. So we got all the dark blue guys down. We're still gonna wait for this commander or this captain. I keep forgetting what it is. I should look next time he spawns. But I just kind of want to like med up a little bit. What is this? Oh. It's a monk hauling ass. Oh, there he is. What is it? Commander. So he just spawned, I guess, right now and immediately walks that way. He'll eventually, I think he'll go from there to here, and then he'll come back down here. He'll stand right here for a second, then he'll move forwards. There might be a shot where the best play is to wait for all that to happen, and we'll be at... Oh. All right, first one to come out gets his ass kicked. How are we looking on space? I grabbed my bag of Sown Evil out of the bank because I was tired of not having any room. Obviously, you know, my weight just goes crazy, but what are you going to do, not loot? No way, dude. No way. If I'm in a group or something, yeah, I'll let like everybody else loot it, but I'm just not going to let the loot rot on the ground. All right. Got some citizens over here. So once again, just to recap, kind of what's going on over here is, you know, we're just over 30%. Nothing crazy. Oh, I did try to do... All right, let's take this guy out. I did try to do the Yetis, the higher level Yetis. We got men to go off. And the higher level Yetis beat the ever-living crap out of me. So here's my train of thought. I started the lower level Yetis, I think at 38. They have a 4 level, you know, gap. So I was like, okay, the higher level Yetis also have a 4 level gap. But their range is what I'm trying to say. Their range is 5 levels higher than the lower level Yetis. They have one overlapping, like the highest lower level Yeti is the same level as the lowest higher level Yeti. So in my head, I was like, okay. So if I started these Yetis at 38, and the other Yetis are 5 levels higher, 38 plus 5, puts us at 43. I was like, that would be the equivalent of what level we are when we started these Yetis. This is going to be nuts. I'm going to aggro all that shit. Oh, nice. Man, this guy's tough. He's going to bring me down. So I tried that, and they beat the ever-living shit out of me. So then I was like, all right. Well, the other ones are still blue, so let me just keep going. So I did another level there. I got to 44. And then one of them turned light blue. I was just making sure my story is in line. So the other one one of them turned light blue, and then I was like, all right, well, one level's not going to make a difference. I can't go back to the larger Yetis and, you know, expect a difference from one level. Oh. I was talking and I died. Well, that happens. So I'll finish my story as I run back. I was not paying attention at all. This goes back to what I was saying. I don't have haste. I mean, I don't have I mean, I'll pick one up in the bank, but I'm not going to run through town without a sow. I'm not going to sneak through town just in case I aggro something. At this point, you know, with the guards being the level they are, I'll just run through town. I'll sneak, and then, you know, if one of them happens to see me, I'll just hightail it out. But I'm not going to risk it being naked with no run speed. So I'll just run out the back way. Well... Don't I feel stupid? See, this is the game when you're not playing hardcore. And now I'm gonna forget the last topic I was talking about and move on to a new topic. Is like, this is the allure of hardcore to me, somebody like me, is I'm not engaged. Like, I'm not fully engaged when everything isn't on the line. Maybe I can, you know, justify hardcore a little better to those who don't understand. Because like none of my friends understand hardcore. None of my friends want to play hardcore really. And the only reason they really ever do is because of me. And I push it, you know. If we're all going to play, hey, let's all play Diablo this season. I'll be like, cool, let's play hardcore. And they'll be like, why? Now the reason, and I told you the mage is coming around. The mage is playing a lot of hardcore stuff now. But, so anyways, this is like the allure to me of hardcore is like, and obviously I die because I'm talking to you guys and I'm not paying attention to the game. So it's not just not being engaged. But I mean, I could have just been watching Netflix or something at the same time and just not paying attention, and then you just die. You're just like not paying attention. Now that doesn't really happen too much. But something like this would have never happened on the Beast Lord. I would never be not paying attention to my life bar on the Beast Lord. Some of this can be attributed as well to me being twinked out and just being like, I'm so strong, who cares? I got fungi and stuff like that. So, you know, that can give you a sense of, you know, just make you numb to the situation. But I'd just like to point out that something like that would never happen on hardcore. You're too focused, you're hyper-focused on everything. You know how much life you have at all times and all that kind of stuff. If you don't, you've died a long time ago. You didn't, you know, wait till you got into your 40s to die. You already died. Well, so something cool came out of that. I got to hopefully justify hardcore a little bit. Anyways, I'm going to stop at the bank right here and sip a sow pot and then head back to High Hold. We are back and getting our body. How much XP did we lose? Kind of a lot. We were at like almost 40%. Were we not? Maybe I'm tripping. I think we were in the 30s though, no? I feel like we lost everything we gained. Oh, am I still sneaking? Alright, well. Let's go see what these guys are doing. Oh, hello. Just hanging out. So I will say one more thing about, I'm going to call them the riots. The riots that are going on in LA. Just to kind of give like my perspective. Is that Mexico is only like, dude, it's like, let's say from like downtown LA. It's like 2 hours away, really. It's not far. And what you're seeing on TV is you're seeing a bunch of rioting. And depending on which news stations you're watching, I'm going to try to stay completely politically neutral on this. I'm not talking... I'm just talking about the situation, not why it is a situation, and not whether I support or am against. I don't want to talk about any of that. Just simply the situation. I'm gonna need some quickening. But what you're seeing on TV is not... So obviously, ICE is, you know, initially they were saying that they're looking for violent criminals, drug dealers, traffickers, stuff like that, and they're putting them away and deporting them. But it's kind of evolved from that to where there's a lot of people catching shrapnel, and it's not to say that they're not here without papers, here illegally. It's not to say that. It's just that it's you know, it went from like, you know, we're looking for the baddest of the bad to everybody can get some. You know, and by everybody, I mean if you're here illegally for any reason. You could be a 90-year-old lady going to the doctor's office, but, you know, if somebody notices or finds out that you're illegal, you know, it doesn't matter that you're not a hardcore criminal. And there's also this fine line between what they're saying, where they're like, you know, they're going after criminals, and then then, you know, one side will say, well, if you're not documented, if you know, then you're an illegal alien or an illegal immigrant, so you are a criminal because you're illegal. And then the other side will push back and say, well, that's a civic penalty, not a crime. And so there's back and forth, you know, ticky-tacky, fine line kind of stuff going on. I don't want to talk about that. Just about what's going on. I just want to talk about what is going on. So what is going on is ICE is 100% grabbing people who aren't documented and doing stuff. And then 100% there's rioting going on and looting. And there's a bunch of bad stuff that goes with that. And it's not, you know, it's not justified. There's no reason to take over the freeway. There's no reason to break into the Apple store and steal everything. There's no reason to break into Adidas and steal everything. What did Adidas do? What did Apple do? You know, they didn't do anything. So it's protesting the wrong way. So like I said, a lot of certain news channels or whatever will say that there's peaceful protesting going on, which, you know, it's a mix. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Are all of them looting and starting fires and attacking the police, etc., taking over the freeway? No, not all of them. But there's hundreds, if not a couple thousand of people on the freeway, you know? There's a lot of people looting. There's a lot of people throwing bricks at cars. Man, dude. Fuck. Why do they beat the fuck out of me so hard, dude? I don't understand. I'm just heavy? I gotta sell off every 5 fucking seconds? Oh, come on, dude. Get a life. And now my stick's gonna wear off. Anyways, it's not all of them. And it probably... You know, it's probably, you know, a minority percent of them, but it's still a lot. It's a lot of people total, you know. This whole thing is a ton of people. Okay, let me try to take this guy. But it's not all of them. You know, there are people, there's like a ton. Oh my God, there's so many people who are there just to like hold up their cell phone and record shit. So many. There's probably thousands of people that are there with no intention but to post videos. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's a lot of people. So there's a lot of wrong going on. Whatever side you want to be on, there's just a lot of wrong going on. And so I say all of that just to kind of give you an idea. So like, you know, whether you're watching this news station or that news station, or regardless of what news station you're watching, I actually live here. Maybe you don't know anybody who lives here. So I can hopefully, like, you know, just let you in on a little bit. And then the other thing is I also work here. I grew up here, you know, born and raised, California, baby. And Southern California is predominantly Hispanic, you know, and I was born and raised next to all the, you know, the kids I went to school with. They were born and raised here. I was born and raised here. I have a lot of Hispanic friends, of course. And although they were born and raised here, just like I was born and raised here, some of them, their parents were not born and raised here. Some of them they were, some of them they weren't born and raised here. And then out of those, some of them aren't here necessarily legally, you know, they don't have papers. So they're here illegally. And And now we're 40 years old or whatever, right? So then their parents are 70 years old, who knows? And it was never an issue. Was it ever like correct or right? No, of course you should go through the due process to be here legally. But it was never an issue. And if something's not an issue, sometimes you don't deal with it, right? And I'm not saying this is right or wrong. Of course it's wrong. It's actually wrong. But I'm not trying to get on anybody's case. It's not what the point of me saying all this is. It's just insight. Come on, I don't want to fight the citizens. I don't want to feign death them either. But, you know, when you have like something nagging, like, my tooth kind of hurts a little bit, and you just don't do anything about it. You don't go to the dentist. You're just like, my tooth, whatever. And then your tooth falls out, or your tooth cracks, or something happens, right? And then you're like, fuck, I gotta go to the dentist now. It's kind of like that. It's not to say nobody cared. It's not to say it wasn't wrong, not being documented, but just nobody cared. And by nobody cared, I mean nobody did anything about it. It was like whatever, you know, nobody cares. It was just until recently, you know, things have started heating up over the last 10 years or whatever. And then suddenly, like, it was kind of just like very slowly, there was like some interest in it very slowly recently. And then now it's just flipped up on its head, just completely flipped up on its head. And it's causing like panic. So that's what you're seeing is like mass panic. But the rioters, the rioters aren't the people, aren't the illegal immigrants. It's not the people rioting. It's the people rioting are friends and family of either multiple or an illegal immigrant, pretty much. You're either a friend or like a family of that, I guess. But I mean, if you're one, you're probably not there. You know, like, hey, here I am. You know what I mean? They're gonna take you in or whatever. But maybe you have an aunt that is, or you have a grandma that is, or your parents are, or you just have a friend who is, and you're hanging out with your friend and doing that or whatever, right? Those are the people that you see. It's not. I don't know what kind of impressions people have. I really honestly don't know. And there's even people maybe who watch this who aren't even in the United States. So it's not like a bunch of illegal immigrants that are like fighting, you know, in downtown Los Angeles. It's, for the most part, I'm going to say it's like probably almost all citizens of the United States. It's just they're fighting because they're upset about what's happening to their loved one or friends. Anyways, so I work in Los Angeles, right? So obviously a lot of my coworkers are affected. You can probably imagine by the color of my skin here is that I'm not like too directly affected, you know, not too much. Of course, you know, I have, like I said, I grew up and I have friends, and then so if one of my friends has if one of my friends' parents, you know, and then so their heartache or their situation, you know, it could, you know, affect me by association or whatever, but I'm not directly affected. Shit. I need my headband. Anyway, so from my perspective, not being directly affected, that didn't go off. Oh well, we're gonna try. Oh my god, he's destroying me. I need my haste. All right, fear him. Get out of here. Run. Oh shit. Run. Okay, fear him again. Run. Things are turning around. I got him. Sure. As soon as he got to 20%, it's like fair. You know, so I'm like sitting at work. I have coworkers who are affected by this one way or another. And, you know, I'm sitting there at work, and, you know, I kind of like sit in cubicles oftentimes, and you just listen to their stories. And it's interesting. It's a little awkward. I'm not going to lie. Oh, did that not go off? Help. What's broken? You can't use that command right now. What's going on? Oh, there it goes. What is going on? Can I sit down or okay? So I mean, I don't know. That's interesting. It's you know, whether you're on one side or the other side, it doesn't matter. If you just have a beating heart in your body, some of the stories are, you know, pretty sad because, you know, some of these people I've worked with for 10 years and you know, they're just talking about how you know, somebody they know, whether it's their family or just somebody they know, friend or whatever it is, you know, somebody did mention like their grandma is scared. When I use that example about the grandma and going to the doctor's office, that was actually an example that somebody at my work, they said their grandma is afraid to go to the their doctor's appointment, and I'm assuming it's because you know, they're here illegally, which again, I'm not, you know, saying that's right or whatever, but it's just, you know, sad, you know, because these are, you know, my friends and my family are affected. Maybe me personally directly is not, but my friends and my family are. And so it's sometimes it's awkward for me sitting there because, you know, some people at work will be consoling each other in the sense of just talking about it and sharing, you know, some of their experience over the last few days. And I'm just sitting there awkwardly, like, typing on the computer, like, because like I can't, what can I add to the conversation, you know what I'm saying? And if you try to put yourself in that situation, do you condone you know, people not getting documented? Probably not. You probably say, yeah, they should go through the due process and do everything the appropriate way. You probably you know, would say that, but at the same time, let me play devil's advocate and you know, if say your mom, I don't know, came from Mexico, or your mom came from Canada, you know, or your mom came from England or wherever, and you know, they, you know, you were born 40 years ago or whatever, and they just never got around to it and it just never really mattered. Nobody ever asked, nobody told. That's another thing, is it's just not something that comes up. You may know somebody who is here illegally and you just don't know it because it just never comes up. Who asks that? Hey man, are you here illegally? You don't know. You just assume everybody speaks the language. You know, you just assume. Anyways, and I'm not, you know, this isn't all cases. I'm just trying to give you guys a little insight of how it is the last few days. Anyways, and then so like if it was your mom and then your mom was scared, I mean, you would feel bad, right? You wouldn't be like, and just hear me out. You wouldn't be like, screw that bitch. You know, like if she went to the store and got picked up and now suddenly she's being held in like a detention, you know, area and you can't really get a hold of her or anything. You wouldn't be like, well, serves right, bitch. You know, like to your own mom. Well, all these people are somebody's mom, somebody's dad, somebody's brother, somebody's sister, right? So, you know, it's hard to be cold-hearted about it. You know, whether it's right or wrong, whether you're on left or right, whether you agree or don't agree, whether you're pro or anti, whatever it is, it's hard to just sit there and be a hard ass about everything, right? Now, some people have had a long time to take care of this. You know, we all procrastinate, but some people have had, you know, a lifetime to take care of the situation, and they haven't yet. And suddenly shit got real. What are you gonna do? But you know, I'll just end it there. I talked about that way too much. Hopefully, you know, I'm living and breathing it right now, and so I don't know what it looks like to the outside America. I know there's like groups in Chicago and New York and sprouting up here and there. Those seem a lot more peaceful than what's going on in LA. But I just thought, I don't know what it looks like to the outside America and or the outside world. So I just wanted to, you know, I didn't really want to. It just kind of came out. I just apparently thought it was a good idea to just kind of share what it's like being in ground zero, really, if you would. That's really what's going on. So hopefully, you know, I don't know what you take from the news. Everybody's freaking out. I disarmed this dude, didn't I? Yeah. Where might his sword be? I obviously don't care too much. I'm not even like paying attention to what I'm doing to the point where I'm dying. I just kind of rambled on. Let's go inside and sell off again, I guess. I don't know. I got stunned. Cool. Awesome. Anyway, sorry for harping on that. Hopefully that was like insightful in some way. Like I'm not, how did I, oh, my mend went off. I was like, I zoned and I'm at full life. Am I, come on, it never works. Fuck. I could just fight him, I guess. Alright. Oh, it didn't work again. Fantastic. Let's just kill him. It's another thing I gotta get up. I mean, it's up there. It's at like, I don't know what it's at, 150 or something. I mean, it's getting up there. But holy shit, man. Like, you know, it's tough. I do sessions of just sitting there feign deathing, watching TV, but I don't know. These are green mobs. It doesn't want to work. It is what it is. Get it up more, bro. Get good. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to talk about that shit anymore. I figure I got to talk about it like at least once. I've avoided it the last like 2 videos, but I might as well. Might as well get it all out. And again, if you're all pissed off at me for even bringing it up, or if you think I'm leaning one side or the other, like I'm too compassionate, or I'm just a savage beast who's not compassionate at all, you've probably already made a comment or something, but hopefully I've been able to give like a neutral opinion. Not really an opinion. I didn't give an opinion. A neutral view of what's going on. I gave 0 opinions outside of the opinion that it's hard to not feel for some people. Like, bad things happen to people. You know, I mean, this is an extreme. I just want to point out the fact that you could feel bad for somebody even if they are wrong, right? People do wrong things all the time. Oh, come on. I tried to disarm her. Fuck. Get out of here, lady. I'm all over the place. I gotta get out of here. I gotta end this. I don't know what I'm doing. I think she's mad at me still. Fuck. Go away. Get it all out. Get it out. You hit pretty hard, lady. Jesus. Yeah, so that's it. We'll just, I keep saying I'm gonna stop talking about it, and I keep talking about it. Oh yeah, the extreme case was like, you know, bad stuff happened to people all the time. But you feel bad for them. You know, you feel bad for them anyways, right? In extreme cases, like, you know, I don't know. Bunch of people are drunk, doing something stupid, and one of their friends, you know, falls. One, you know, I don't know. People are play fighting and accidentally slam somebody on their head and they die or something. I don't know, like, because they're drunk and they're just messing around and shit happens, right? And yeah, that dude killed his friend and probably ends up going to prison or something. I don't know. But then, you know, some part of you still just feels compassion for that person. And again, I said this is like the most extreme of instances, most extreme of examples. But yeah, that's you know, my point is, people can do the wrong thing and you still just kind of feel bad for certain people involved, or you don't. That's completely up to you. That is not for me to tell you. You feel how you want to feel, as long as you're playing EverQuest. I'm just kidding. All right, so what do we got? We just wasted a ton of time. What a weird video. We're at 4K on the monk. I won't bring that up again unless something crazy happens. I won't bring up the LA shit again. If you want to ask any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. Don't be fucking rude in the comments, please. Like, you know, I don't care which side of the fence you're on. But if you have any, like, just questions, general questions or whatever, you can feel free to ask or don't. I don't care. But don't be just, like, rude for no reason. Either direction. Like, don't make a comment that says fuck ICE and don't make a comment that says fuck illegal immigrants. Either way, like, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. I'm not very political as a person, but obviously political things happen to you all the time. So, you know, I'm aware of them and I deal with them, but I don't enjoy, you know, talking politics and stuff. So this is a one-off, most likely, unless some crazy shit happens, crazier than selling hot dogs on the 101. The 101. There's only one. Yeah, so we're at 4K plat on the monk, which isn't bad, you know, just to grab all that from leveling and stuff. We did sisters for a while. So where are we at? I don't think we gained any XP hardly in this little video here. But where are we at? 46. I think 46. I don't know. It's starting to get rough. We need to get some groups, I think. I think it's time to get some groups. I don't know when we do that. They should make this... Oh, shit. Ah. I wanted to look at that guy's head. I was like, that should be a model for when you're making a human. But they don't have that face model or that hairstyle as like an option. Anyways, I'll likely do this more often over like the next few days. I don't know how entertaining it really would be to watch this, but I'll probably push this. It's very, very low XP. You're only getting, like I said, like 30% as you saw. So it's pretty low. But I don't know. Feel free to, like, if you guys got solo spots that are good right here. Obviously, I've done plenty of soloing, but maybe some of you monk experts out there, if you got any solo spots, just shoot them out. I wouldn't mind soloing here and there, but on top of that, it's likely time to start getting a couple of groups. Maybe at this level, we see City of Mist. Get a couple of City of Mist groups if they exist. Oh man, guard handy. What are you doing behind that door there? Maybe it is time to, whoops. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Maybe it is time to go to City of Mist and, dude, this is gonna get me in trouble. You need to die, bro. And get a group there. That would be a fun place to pull. I haven't done any polling on this character. I haven't grouped on this character, I don't think, at all. Well, and that's not true. I think I grouped with the boys on Kunark when we were stuck on Kunark. But I haven't done any grouping. Really since then. No real groups with like a dungeon where you're polling and doing all the things. Anyways, this model, right, with this hair, they should have made that a model that you can choose. All right, well, anyways, I think I'll just end it there. I blabbed way too much about LA and the goings-ons. Sorry about that. But we'll see where we go next. Shoot some comments in the comment section and let me know where you think I should solo. That's doable. Stuff's starting to get harder, and then you'll probably in the future see me in some groups soon. But you know me, I like to solo and I like to farm some cash. I will see you in the next video.